until we realize it cannot be fixed. And maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it no longer is aligned with us. Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Lee and I am a manifestation and mindset coach. My channel is dedicated to self-love, wellness, healing, and manifesting everything you've ever desired. If that sounds like you, stick around and subscribe for more. I think it's easy to feel content once you're familiar with something or someone. I mean, why leave when that's all you've known? Even if you know it's not good for you anymore. It can be a relationship that has gone sour and dwindled, but you stay and you stick around because that's all you know, even if it feels like a misalignment. It can be a job that's burned you out and burned you to the ground, but you also stick around because you don't know more than that. But you also stick around because it's all you know, and so you stay. When we start to feel things misalign, we at first try and find excuses. I know I did. Excuses such as, oh, this isn't working right now, but I can fix it and make it work in the future. Or, oh, this isn't working because of the time, place, people, and things. Or this isn't working because of me, but don't worry, I can fix it. And that was the way I always saw things. Don't worry, I can fix it. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. If it's broken, I can fix it. And then we try to fix it, and a few months pass by, and nothing has truly happened. All we've done is placed a band-aid on a wound. The same things are still happening. So we do it again. Keep blaming others, ourselves, people, places, things, and try to fix it until we realize it cannot be fixed. And maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it no longer is aligned with us. Oftentimes when we find that something no longer aligns with us, it's because we've grown. And growth is such a beautiful thing. But change always isn't. Changing doesn't always feel beautiful. And we can be afraid of what change entails. But growth cannot happen without change. And if you are growing but not changing, you're simply running in place. And running in place is scary. First of all, you're running to nowhere. Second of all, you're probably frustrated wondering why you don't have any traction. Third of all, you either keep doing what you're doing, running in place, or you come to the realization that no, it's time to move on. I was stuck for a long time running in place. I was part of a 10-year relationship that as we neared our end, I was coming to the realization that this relationship was no longer serving us. My partner and I had grown into very different places. We were no longer growing together, but growing apart. And yet I still stuck around, trying to stay and fix what I could. In fact, I probably overstayed. Clearly, even when the signs said I was no longer in alignment with this relationship, and the relationship was no longer in line with me. But I resisted for a long time. But for what? There was nothing left. And I was out of alignment. It truly took me about 3 years after the realization that we had fallen out of alignment for me to truly have the courage to move on and break away from this relationship. What I realized was that when I stopped resisting and let go of all that no longer served me, I was realigned with my true purpose. New adventures awaited me, new timelines, new experiences, and happiness. I once read a book called Who Moved My Cheese? It's about these 4 characters, 2 mices and 2 little people called Hem and Haw, and how every day they would be on the hunt for cheese. One day, the little people came upon a mountain of cheese and thought that this was it. They thought that this mountain of cheese would never end for them. They were so happy and so excited until one day it did end. And they came to an empty place. The cheese had dwindled and disappeared, but little person A stayed in that place because they kept hoping and praying that the cheese would magically show up again. But little person B realized that it wouldn't, and though they were scared of what was next, they decided to move on without little person A. And they were able to move on and find more cheese. It was a great read, a reminder that even though we are afraid of what's next, there is so much more out there waiting for us, that once we stop resisting, things can become easier and fall back into alignment. Truly realigning with what's meant to be ours. And that thought has always stayed with me, especially during my darker times when I wondered why things weren't working out the way I hoped they would. I hope you found my video helpful for your healing journey, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.